Where can I start with this? I don't know where I'm going to start with this, but I'm going to start somewhere. Let me start with a visual. Let me throw a couple things away. So, I was going about living my happy life determined. Everything to do with the Alphabet Committee. I was determined, you guys, but Mr. thought it would be amusing to share with me what he knew about the CNN town hall meeting for the LBGTQAI. It's really like 18 letters long at this point, but who can keep track? Committee. And literally, I got overwhelmed when it actually, like, talking to him about it legitimately gave me a bit of a headache, and like my head physically started hurting. And I said, you realize I'm going to go on the most epic rant ever about this. But from the beginning of this, where the transgender chorus of LA sang for the opening ceremony, right about to the point where they asked what would be done for homosexual human rights throughout the planet, I just said, I must talk about this on YouTube. And have you ever realized that you're going to enter into a conversation that may legitimately seal your status as a bigot? Today's that day. So let me just share with you the opening, because this you have to see to believe. Hi, Frantonio. This you really have to see to believe. Let me share my screen with you. I have not seen this, but it's appropriate that they started with this, so it's only appropriate that I start with it too.
Please rise for the singing of our national horn by the Trans Chorus of Los Angeles. Say, can you see by the dawn's early light, so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we marched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets and flares, the singing air, gave proof through the night that
Are we just going to ignore that these people actually sing really badly? Like, really, really badly? And that all the men are women and all the women are men? We're just going to overlook that. So the fact that they sing very poorly, you can tell that they just don't sound very good, because all the women sound like men and all the men are attempting to sound like women rather than using their natural voices, which would have probably come off much better, but whatever. Our national anthem, you guys.
our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of
that's how we kick this thing off. So let's just get into all the things that they talked about. Let's just jump right in. And let me start with the thing that threw me into such shock that I literally just started alive. The thing that shocked me the most, because they were asking a lot of questions. So first of all, let me just say the inappropriateness, like the inappropriateness in my mind of this even being a thing, and the disrespectfulness of it all really bothers me. This bothers me on so many levels. And this kind of was doubled down in my mind by some of the questions that were asked. So for example, one of the questions that was asked, and I'll show my screen. I'm not going to play the clips because honestly, I don't give two craps what the candidates said in response to these questions. Like, could I care? I could care. I just don't care about. So the first question was, what will you do to advance LGBTQ rights around the world and target regimens that violently infringe on human rights? This is crazy to me. The fact that there was a town meeting specifically for gay people who make up like 2% of the population, 4% on a good day. The queers, the whole, I mean, this is what they call themselves, the whole thing, right? That's like one thing. But are we electing the president of the world? I'm just curious. Are we electing the president of the whole world? What will our president of the United States do to advance LGBTQ rights around the world? This is a real question that was asked, which I literally just find very fascinating. Because first and foremost, what are you going to do to advance the rights of Black people around the world? That's what I want to know. While there's a legitimate human safari going on over the coast of India, where like we're being treated like wild animals right now, I'm worried about how you're going to advance the rights of men who want to put their penises in other men's behinds, or men who want breasts, or women who want to cut off their breasts. Like, we need to be concerned about this. If we're not talking about mental health services, I don't know. I don't know what this is about. I also don't know when the United States became responsible to worry about other people's gays. Let them worry about their homosexuals. I mean, that part I don't understand. So let's give some of the responses. Julian Castro said he would make foreign aid contingent on how the rights that afford LGBT communities are. So he would determine foreign aid by how they treated gay people. Can you imagine? Can you imagine this? Can you imagine if we denied foreign aid to people who were mean to Black people? Can you just imagine all the countries we would have no business with? It would shut down the whole globe. We're going to do this for not that Julian Castro is ever going to be president. I mean, the Democrats are literally, they're actually retarded, not figuratively retarded, but really retarded. And they should never be in control of anything. The fact that they have control over even one of the governmental collective offices is problematic. They're 5-year-olds. They are proverbial 5-year-olds. I'm wrong. They're not 5-year-olds. They're more like preschool children. They're toddlers. They're 2-year-olds. Honestly, we're going to foreign aid to people based on how they treat gays and transgenders. So gays and transgenders, you get foreign aid. If you're not nice to them, you don't get foreign aid. I've never heard of such a thing. I've never heard about this for Black people. In all the years, in the hundreds of years since slavery, has this ever come up about Black people? Like in the hundreds of years since when they were busy massacring Black people, you know how we have all these dealings with India, a whole human safari with Black people? Has anybody brought up cutting off aid for us, for the gays, for men who want breast implants, for people who are severely mentally ill? Foreign aid? I'm actually disgusted by this. Here's a quote. Throughout the world, today we have countries that are openly violating the human rights of the LGBTQ community, in some cases subjecting them to injury and murder. No comment. The United States up for human rights, including the LGBTQ community. We aren't even standing up for the human rights of the people that already actually make up a sane majority. That includes making foreign aid contingent on those rights. Are you joking right now? I mean, foreign aid is a whole nother bucket of worms. Give out too much, but legit, we're going to curb foreign aid based on gayness and the niceties thereof. That seems insane to me. But that's just the beginning. Let's go up to, I'm not going to play any of these clips because I don't really care. I don't care. I'm irritated that this was even a conversation. Cory said, violence against the LGBT community is a national emergency. Violence against the LGBTQ community is a natural. Weren't we all just hugging it out over violence against Black men? Ultimately, not just back forgiveness and kindness to people who are violent toward Black men. But the national emergency is these people. Most of these people, when they are killed, when there's violence against them, it's because they're prostituting themselves. How is violence against prostitutes a national emergency? Make it all make sense. Because they're gay, because they're trans, it's a national emergency? Is there a national emergency for the regular straight prostitutes too? Like, I'm trying to understand it. I'm very confused. Joe Biden said homophobia because so many of us are legitimately afraid of them. And the impact that a country's approach to gay people should have on American foreign policy. He said he was absolutely comfortable with same-sex marriage. And I don't understand. Pete Buttigieg, is his name Pete Buttigieg? Pete will never get elected, but for giggles, he's the mayor of South Bend, Indiana. He said he would overhaul rules prohibiting gay men who have had sex within the last year from donating blood. What? He said he would overhaul rules prohibiting gay men who have had sex in the last year from donating blood? Whoa. Do we know why that's a rule? Do we know why we prohibit gay men who are sexually active from donating blood? It's because the LGBTQAI community, specifically gay men, have the highest disease rates of anybody. I mean, by leaps and bounds. These people have an average of hundreds into thousands of partners. They're literally crawling with disease. I'm not saying this to be mean or anything. I'm not saying this to talk crap. I'm saying it's because it's facts. They are crawling with disease. They are literally a diseased group of people. They have the highest rates of disease. Not by a little margin, not by like 5, 10, 15%. But like a huge margin, to the point where they've been banned from donating blood if they are having sex because they don't want to give people diseased blood And they can't be sure that they have not caught something that's not showing in the blood. And a lot of diseases are passed by blood. So Pete Buttigieg is just a retard. That's stupid. We're going to endanger everybody's life who needs a blood transfusion because you want to lick the butts of the gay community? I think not. I think not. I think we can pass on that. Elizabeth Warren, aka Pocahontas, said that she was wrong in 2012 to say she doesn't think it's a good use of taxpayer dollars to pay for transgender inmates gender confirmation surgery. What? So you mean I could commit a crime, go to jail, and get my confirmation surgery for free as an inmate? Is this real life? Is this real life? My head is starting to hurt even going over this. I'm so irritated at this town hall meeting. I knew nothing about this. Blame Mister. He insisted on telling me about this. Y'all know I don't watch TV. I don't pay attention to the news. I had no clue. He just thought it would just be so funny to tell me about this. And I am so ticked off. Paying for an inmate's? Are you trying to tell me that a transgender person could go kill somebody and then proceed to get a very expensive surgery whilst in jail? I mean, as long as we're hugging people, why not pay for gender confirmation surgery while they're behind bars? I mean, why draw any lines? I mean, I can't even believe the fact that this is even a real thing. This was like a real town hall meeting by people who want to be the president. This is what we're dealing with here. Can we just throw the Democrats in a big, like, giant gulf in the middle of a mountain and set them all on fire? I mean, I don't understand, figuratively. I don't understand. Why are we tolerating these people? Is anybody a Democrat anymore that's sane? Can we walk away from their stupidity? I'm not saying we all become Republicans, but is it not evident these people have a mental illness along with the people that they're trying to protect? She said it was a bad answer to say that it was a bad use of taxpayer dollars to pay for inmates' confirmation surgeries. No, that was a good answer, Elizabeth Warren, but clearly your mind is gone. She just thinks that's important. These are literally her words. I just think that's important. I just think it's important for us to pay for criminals' gender confirmation surgery. That's a good use of taxpayer dollars. What? What? Beto O'Rourke, apparently a former Texas congressman, said that conversion therapy is a widely discredited practice that seeks to change the sexual orientation of gays, lesbians, and bisexuals and should be illegal. Really? We're banning types of therapies? It's not like they're giving them shock treatment. They're just talking to them, telling them that it might be slightly unhealthy to put their penis in an area where another man defecates is problematic. Maybe there's a mental barrier that we shouldn't cross if you're doing that. Encouraging people not to lick each other's buttholes like dogs. Because dogs do that. I'm literally. It's problematic. Even if they want the help. I don't understand this. I don't know what Mr. was thinking, Cassandra. I don't even know. And then he had the audacity to say he's going to bed. I can't. Amy Klobuchar, she said that so-called conversion therapy should be illegal because it makes no sense at all. She also said she would recognize a third gender marker option on the federal level. For people who don't want to be a man or a woman. I don't want to be a man. I don't want to be a woman. I just want to be an X. An X And they can put this on their birth certificates. Since when do we modify our own birth certificates? What in the insanity? Tom Steyer said he would put measures in place to increase oversight over healthcare access to LGBTQ asylum seekers. Really, we're going to bring more gays into the country? Do we not have an immigration problem already? Is he literally saying that if you are gay and you need asylum, you're going to get special treatment? What the hell is going on? Y'all, this was a real town meeting. These people are running for president. What is happening? Is that a real thing? If you're gay, if you're trans, and you need to seek asylum, you're going to get special privileges? I don't even have the words. I don't have the words. I don't have the words for this. I can't believe this is real life. I can't believe these are real presidential. I honestly asked Mister, I was like, is this a satire? Like, is it a joke? Was this a real thing that went on? Did the presidential candidates for the Democratic nomination actually like get together and really have this conversation? Oh, but this is real life. This is the crap that's going on in our society. I'm trying to understand. All right, let's talk about this dude. Gray hair, blue-eyed dude. He was asked if he would put strong measures in place to increase oversight over healthcare access to LGBTQ asylum seekers if elected president. Of course we will. What kind of special healthcare do you need if you're gay? I mean, if you're promiscuous and crawling with disease, why do we need to chip out extra money for that when you're not even a freaking person that is actually a part of our society? You're just hoping to get in. He said, I think it's absolutely critical for the United States of America to treat people in a humane and decent fashion. It's very obvious that this president and this administration, oh, then we're going to bash Trump because that's going to make it all make sense, has chosen not only to break international laws in their treatment of asylum seekers, but to break basic laws of humanity. What the hell does Trump have to do with him wanting to up the healthcare access to gay asylum seekers? What does Trump have to do with this? Do you think you can just attach a Trump insult to any stupid thing that they say, and that's just going to make it all make sense? Oh, let me say something really retarded and then insult Trump, and then everybody's going to pat me on the back because we all hate Trump so much. So you can make any retarded thing sound better if you just attach a Trump insult to it. Trump wouldn't do it, so I'm going to do it. Is that the logic that we're running with here? Trump wouldn't do it, so I'm going to do it? Does that automatically make things correct? But he didn't stop there. He kept on running his little thin lips. When I think about why I started the need to impeach campaign, oh gosh, really? I thought this was about the gays. I don't even care about this. Blah, 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 Trump, 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 bash, bash, bash. He's going to put an end to this the first day of his presidency. You will never be president. He's never going to be president. This is all delusional. Steyer was moved by transgender suicide statistics. You know what? When you chop off your breasts, you might kill yourself. When you invert your penis, when you take your penis and shove it inside of your body, that might be enough to drive you crazy and cause you to commit suicide. I mean, I know that they're blaming society. You know, they're blaming all of us that these people want to kill themselves. But maybe, you know, extensive bodily mutilation and having to take drugs every day of your life might cause a person to want to commit suicide. Could that be it? I don't know. It's just a thought. It's just a thought. Maybe the awkwardness of mutilating your own body is indicative of a mental illness that might end in you wanting to commit suicide. Perhaps it has nothing to do with the rest of us. It's just a thought. But I'm sure we're all going to be blamed for this because whatever. The concern about mental health problems and high suicide rates among vulnerable people within the LGBTQ community was a huge focus for many of the Democratic candidates at Thursday's CNN town halls in Los Angeles. Tom Steyer argued that the alarming statistics themselves should have the power to move public opinion toward the social acceptance of people. These people are not killing themselves because they're not socially accepted. They're killing themselves because they are severely mentally ill. A person who wants to chop off their own breasts will think nothing of taking their own life. This should be common sense. When you start wanting to rip off and cut off your own body parts, trying to kill yourself is only a step away. Is this not common sense? Am I the only person who sees this like as common sense? If you want to self-mutilate and cut off whole body parts, it is not a huge leap that you might want to take your whole life. Like, you might want to take your own life. You're already cutting off some of your body parts. Clearly, something's wrong with you mentally. This has nothing to do with social acceptance. You can't get more socially acceptable than this town hall meeting. I mean, if there was a bigger cape that could be collectively worn. You know, they opened up with the Los Angeles transgender choir. I think, did somebody not, aren't they not calling for the resignation of the dude who made a joke about somebody's gender, pronouns? How much more socially acceptable can you become? You know why Mr. went to bed? He wants no part of this. He can't even take a part in this discussion because he works with a lot of places where misgendering people can cost you your job. Can you ask for more social acceptance? They're talking about denying foreign aid to whole entire countries for gay people. How much more social acceptance do you need? Clearly, they love you guys. Apparently, violence, according to Cory Booker, against the gays is a national emergency. But violence against Black men is a huggable offense. A huggable offense. Violence against Black men. Violence against gay people, national emergency. I mean, make it all make sense. I don't understand. Steyer, who is a billionaire, okay, because he's attached to reality as a billionaire, argued that the president needs to show exactly where their heart is through their behavior. When I think about this from the standpoint of what you can do to change the way people view themselves and other people view them in the LGBTQ community, I think on the very first day, you're going to pander to the gays on the very first day of your presidency? Not foreign policy. Not homelessness or child abuse and sex trafficking. Not our grossly bloated national debt. Oh no, none of those things. Not the various military installations that we have all over the world. No, 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 no. Not on the first day. The first day of office, the thing that he's going to be concerned about are the gays. Can these people pull their tongues out of the collective butthole of the LGBTQAI plus community, please? The first day of, really? This is a quote. I think that on the very first day, there should be steps taken to undo the example that the devil, Mr. Trump, and Mr. Pence have laid for the country. For real? Is he serious right now? Is this real life? I don't even understand. That would mean undoing the ban on transgender military people. They're mentally ill. If you cannot have eczema and be in the Air Force, you cannot have eczema, dry skin, people. You cannot have dry skin and be in the military. Dry skin. But they want to lift the ban on people so mentally ill that they want to chop off their own body parts? My dry skin will keep me out of the military, but you wanting to chop off your own tits is not a problem? A wholly mentally sane person with dry skin can't get in the military. But a person with a mental illness to the degree that they want to modify their entire body, who are so sick that they must be on drugs every single day of their life, that is a qualified military personnel? But a person with eczema is not? What the hell? Like literally, what the HE double hockey sticks, what the fire and brimstone is he talking about? Eczema keeps you out of the military, but wanting to mutilate your own body and needing to be on drugs every day, because those trans people have to be on drugs every day. That's not enough to keep you out of the military? I mean, really. Let's just throw all logic and common sense to the wind. I mean, literally, let's throw it all to the wind. Let's make it all make sense. I don't understand that. It would mean the undoing the ban on visas for same-sex partners of foreign diplomats. Let me tell you something. We care about this. We're trying to add, oh my gosh. And it would mean appointing people from the LGBTQ community to high important parts of administration. We barely have Black people there. We don't even have 13% representation of our own people there. But what is irritating is he's talking about doing all this on the first day in office. On the first day in office as president, this is what you're going to do with your time. This is why are any Black people still part of the Democratic Party? His first day of being president, he wants to lift the ban on transgender military people, let in the gay partners of foreign diplomats, and he wants to start hiring gay people for high positions in the administration. Forget their qualifications. They just need to slap vaginas or fisticuff with penises. Like, I just don't understand the logic in that. Because you're homosexual? Because when we talk about giving people positions for being Black, it's like it should go to the most qualified applicant. But if you're gay, oh, that's all the reason. Steyer touched on the number of LGBTQ people who face discrimination on a daily basis and have no protection under federal law. Are straight people going to get protection? If we're going to start protecting sexual orientations, should it not be protection for all? Why is it just protection for them? Can straight people get some protection? I mean, it's sexual orientation. And he said he was stunned to learn that half of transgender youth attempt suicide. Why would that stun you? Why would it stun you? These people don't even like their own bodies. The fact that they would completely destroy them, why would that be stunning? I don't understand that. I feel like people don't even know what transgenderism is. The things that these people do to their own bodies, why would anything about them stun you? They hate themselves. These are people who talk about despising their own bodies. Why would them killing themselves stun anybody? They hate their bodies. Their whole existence is about getting rid of different body parts that make them feel disgusted. That's just the sort of person that would kill themselves. Why is that stunning? These are the same people that don't want to give these people therapy, conversion therapy to get their minds right. Oh my gosh. He literally said, "My goodness, I don't see that there's another side to this conversation. You don't see the other side? Well, I'm happy to present the other side today. Let me just present the other side of this conversation today. This is a dumb ass argument. These people, pardon my French, but this is a joke. They want Carson to resign over his trans comments. Let's talk about it. Julian Castro called on his successor as head of the Department of Housing and Urban Development, Ben Carson. They want to pull a black man out of office for gay people? Really? To resign over disparaging remarks the Trump appointee made about transgender people. The comments that Secretary Carson, they're coming for our necks. The comments that Secretary Carson, my successor, made a couple of weeks ago are shameful. When you're housing secretary, you're there to serve everybody. And his comments made it clear that he's not able to serve everybody, Castro said. I believe that he should resign because of that, because he can't serve everybody. Because Carson said big hairy men were attempting to make their way into women's shelters. That's truth. Just because you think you're a woman, if you're a man, if you have a penis, you don't belong in a woman's shelter. A place where women have been raped or beaten or abused, who are there with their children, is not a place for you as a man. That is why it is a woman's shelter. And all the delusion and all the mental illness and all the surgery in the world isn't going to make it an appropriate place for men. This is like a whole other thing, because this transgender, because it's really the men who are transgender who are pushing these agendas that are very violating to women. So they want to remove this black man out of office. They want him to resign because he doesn't want men who are mentally ill, severely mentally ill men who are so mentally ill that they're getting breast implants and flipping their penises inside out, because that's what they do. Men who are so mentally ill that they are willing to take female hormones every single day of their life. They want Ben Carson to resign because he doesn't think those men should be in shelters with women and children. What? Wasn't there a transgender man who was let into a woman's jail and he raped some women with his penis? He's such a woman. He was raping women with his penis. And what did that other idiot say? He can't see how there's another side to this conversation. Really? We can't see the other side to this conversation? Let's just throw all common sense and intelligence into the wind. I am literally disgusted. I'm so triggered. Like, y'all, I couldn't watch the town hall meeting. I was so mad. I was getting so mad. That's why I'm reading it, y'all. We are reading this now because I can't watch it. I can't watch it because it irritates. I don't even want to talk about these gay people. I don't want to talk about them. I don't. I wish they would go and have sex with each other somewhere. Just shut up and go have sex. Stop dragging your stuff into everybody else's space. I didn't want to make this video. I told myself I wasn't going to talk about these freaks anymore. I mean, I told myself I was not going to talk about them anymore. But when Mr. told me about this town hall meeting, I was like, what is happening? A town hall meeting for gays where presidential nominees come up and talk about on the first day of office they're going to hire more gay people? Really? They're wanting whole people to resign because they don't want men in women's shelters. It's a woman's shelter. Castro literally said 19 Black trans women have been killed this year because of comments like Ben Carson's normalized violence against them. How is saying that men don't belong in women's shelters invoking violence? Make it make sense to me. How is saying that men do not belong in women's shelters promoting violence? Did he say go kill them? Did he say shoot them out the door? Did he say drag them to an inch of their life if they attempt to get in? No, he said they're trying to get in women's shelters. Big, hairy men are trying to get in women's shelters. In that statement, where is the violence? How is that normalizing violence? If anything, it's normalizing not thinking like a psychopath. It's a woman's shelter. Women belong there, not men who think they're women, but actual women. He said, as HUD secretary, I protected trans people. I didn't degenerate them. I hope he never holds another position in government. Can we make a list of these people and not elect them? Can Black people stop rocking with the Democrats already? Why are we rocking with them? These people are dumb. They're dumb. And don't you forget that they want an abortion clinic on every other block in the Black community, right next to the freaking liquor store. After you get drunk and knocked up, you can go kill your baby. That's the Democratic way. I don't understand this. You must be bugging, Nelly, because clearly not. Nelly, cancel the Democratic Party. They're nut jobs. And we already talked about Castro vows to tie foreign aid to LGBTQ rights in other countries. We're going to base our foreign aid policy on gay people now. If we elect Castro as president, he goes, throughout the world today, we have countries that are openly violating the human rights of the LGBTQ community, in some cases subjecting them to injury and murder. The United States needs to stand up for human rights, including the LGBTQ community, Castro said. That includes making foreign aid contingent on those rights. And I go back to the fact that there's a whole freaking human safari in India. A whole human safari where Black people are treated like dirt. There's problems in almost every country on this planet where there are Black people, and we're not cutting foreign aid to those people. Oh, we're kicking out that money. But we're gonna base our foreign aid policy on niceness to gays? How nice are you to your homosexuals? That's what really matters. Can really? Are there not almost none of these people? They can't even reproduce. I mean, okay. Okay. I can't. Exactly, Darafil. They can't even reproduce. I can't even do it. He said, in fact, I would curtail foreign aid assistance to countries who, in fact, engage in this kind of behavior. That's what Biden had to say. But Biden is a whole pedophile. I mean, allegedly. You know, like a whole entire pedophile. Filling up on every child he can get within 2 feet of. Allegedly, according to the photographs. So who cares what he thinks? Let's go to Klobuchar. Oh my gosh, like these people belong. They really do. I don't even know what to say. Amy Klobuchar said she would recognize a third gender marker option on a federal level. Yes, I will, she said. And I think there's also, I think there's also a lot of work we need to do all over the country with driver's licenses. As you know, not every state has some of the provisions that California has in place. Well, she said have in place because she can't talk. And just work on a state by state basis to make those changes. Why this matters is because members of the non-binary community or people who reject traditional gender binaries such as man or woman would be able to choose X on important documents such as birth certificates. Word. For real. She wants to change federally because they can change it federally now. Because remember that the real ID is a federal ID. It's a national ID. She wants X. You can be a man, you can be a woman, or you can be an X to be an option. Not just on your driver's license and identification cards, but you can go and retroactively put an X on your birth certificate. We can just go and rewrite the past based on your emotions. I feel like a cop today. Can I go do some cop things? I'm feeling like an officer of the law today. How far is this feeling like something gonna go? Can I feel like the owner of a millionaire's bank account? Like, when do my feelings stop being magically fashioned into reality for me? Are we only doing this for people that feel that they're a different sex? I don't understand this. She wants to add X. X. You can be a man, a woman, or an X. There are 5 states that allow non-binary people to choose X as their gender. And I would advise that if you live in any of those 5 states, you move. What the flip? Think about this. There are 5 states that are doing this, but she wants to become president to do something that almost every state doesn't want to do. Make it all make sense. Like, I don't understand. Do you recognize you're the president of the other 45 states that want nothing to do with these shenanigans? They're going to drag us kicking and screaming down this hole with them. Hi, Curtis. Yeah, Courtney, Phil White and stop being oppressed. Like, I mean, where is this going to end? Klobuchar went on to say presidents should play a big role in recognizing how people identify themselves. Word. Our president has to be the commander in chief. There are so many important things that the president needs to do. But one of these things should be to play a quote unquote big role in recognizing how people identify themselves. Can you imagine? How would you ever start a conversation? There's 5 of us in a room. Hi, my name is Irene. I identify as she, her, hers. Really? We got to do that for every person in the room? You want the president to engage in these shenanigans alongside the other retards on the block? Like, no. No, 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 no. And of course, she does what the rest of them do, which is drag Trump. Because the way that you add validity to stupid arguments is then to drag Trump. Because everybody hates Trump. So the minute you say the word Trump, they're going to go, oh, this person must be right. They don't like Trump. That's all that really counts. You want to be able to bring people in. We have a president right now in the White House who spends his time dividing people any way he can. So get with the gays, people, because Trump doesn't like gay people. So you need to just get with any policy that is pro-homosexual. Like, is that the logic? How far to the left can we swing just to not be friends with Trump? Like, is that how we're doing this thing? Is this a contest to be completely as different from Trump as humanly possible? Or is this a contest to run our country? What are we doing here? And then she babbles on about some things I don't care about. Like, honestly, who cares? Right? Oh, great, more from her. Conversion therapy should be illegal. I can tell she just went on an epic rant. She said that so-called conversion therapy, a widely discredited practice that seeks to change the sexual orientation of gays, lesbians, and bisexuals, are bisexuals not just gay? I don't even understand the word bisexual. It means you're gay. A bisexual is a gay person to me. A flip-floppy gay person, but a gay person nonetheless. She said it makes no sense at all. She said she would ban the practices on a federal level. So-called conversion therapy, sometimes referred to as reparative treatments, centers on the debunked assumption that sexual orientation can be changed by a series of procedures. The practice is widely decried and leads to significant childhood traumas. Maybe being raped as a child leads to significant trauma that causes you to want to be gay. That's a thought. Because remember, when a homosexual rapes a child, they call it pedophilia. They just try to ignore the fact that a homosexual did it. And most child rape per capita is done by gay people. These are facts. I did a whole video on this and I used liberal studies. Maybe that causes childhood trauma. Maybe somebody should get therapy for that. I don't know. It just seems that it would make sense. Child gets hurt, child gets therapy. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. It just seems like that could work. But whatever. And then they picked a gay boy who graduated valedictorian to prove that he shouldn't have got conversion therapy. Okay. Yeah, because getting good grades means that you're mentally healthy. Those two things are so connected. Aren't most serial killers like geniuses? Don't serial killers normally have a very high IQ? When does academic achievement and sanity run hand in hand? Tell me. Because most highly intelligent people are very vagrant in their mindset. This is I'm not making this up. It's like a real thing. Nellie Childs said, I started grad school for social work and they made us identify our pronouns. Really? It was the most degrading thing ever. I had to reevaluate my career choice. I mean, really. Actually, I'm not even gonna lie, when Mr. was telling me about this, he was going to speak at a symposium and he was like legit on one of the questionnaires. It asked what pronouns he used. I was like, oh my gosh, what is happening? What is going on with the world? What is going on with the world? I don't understand. Former Rep. Beto O'Rourke also said Thursday that conversion therapy should be illegal because it is tantamount to torture. Do we even know what torture is? It's tantamount to torture, conversion therapy. I mean, do words have meaning anymore? Because I know what torture is. I'm not sure if verbal therapy, because conversion therapy is a dialectic behavioral therapy, which means it teaches a new behavior. There's no violence or drugs or anything like that involved. It's just a bunch of flippant talking. That is torture? I mean, does torture have a meaning? That is the question. As president, we will seek, okay, first of all, who is we? Who is we? He said, as president, we will seek to outlaw it everywhere in this country. O'Rourke, you're just one person. Who is we? Are you the Queen of England? Like, I don't understand. I don't trust people that speak in the third person. Tantamount to torture. Conversion therapy is tantamount to torture. It's just literally when we just give up. So now attempting to help children work through feelings they have, which are often tied to sexual abuse, is tantamount to torture. This is pure evil, y'all. I can't even do it. Oh my gosh, they came for the church. Oh my goodness. Okay, wait. Religious institutions should lose tax exempt status for same sex marriage opposition. What is freedom of religion? What is freedom of religion? What is this? What is happening? What is going on? Religious institutions should lose their tax exempt status if they oppose same sex marriage. Really? There can be no reward, no benefit, no tax break for anyone or any institution, any organization in America that denies the full human rights or the full civil rights of every single one of us. My mind is blown. I don't even know what to say. Oh my gosh, I just don't even know what to say. Like, what? 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 And you want to be president? He added, and also as president, we are going, who is we? I just want to know who he keeps referring to as we. Also, as president, we are going to make that a priority. And we are going to stop those who are infringing upon the human rights of our fellow Americans. What about the religious rights of your fellow Americans? Because I don't remember the Constitution saying anything a right to be gay. But I do remember it saying that people have a right to practice their religion freely. And if that includes not approving of homosexuality, then so be it. So be it. Planned Parenthood doesn't approve of letting children live, but we let them get money. We let them have special privileges. They're killing whole human beings. Not wanting to marry gay people is enough to violate somebody's religious freedom? Really? You can't fully operate in our society if you don't want to chill with the gays? Is that what this is coming to? I feel like these people are just saying anything. How, like, really? Are they just saying, like, what is the most outrageous, ridiculous, detached from reality thing that I can say during this CNN town hall meeting for gay people? I feel like that was the goal. Like, what is the objective of this town hall meeting? Like, they sat down together before the town hall meeting and they were like, what is our objective? And they were like, our objective is to say the most outlandish, ridiculous, detached from reality, offensive things possible. Our goal is to move the goalpost so far left that we fall off a cliff into a ditch a great gulf and a lake of fire. Like, that is our goal. And they're fully executing it. Like, literally fully executing it. Kamala Harris, who locks up children, Kamala Harris vows to tackle homelessness among LGBTQ youth. I really don't even want to read what Kamala Harris said, because honestly, Kamala Harris was dancing at the Gay Pride Parade in San Francisco. It was staged, because we know in San Francisco, the gays don't wear clothing during the Gay Pride Parade. And everybody dancing with Kamala had clothes on. And as a native of San Francisco, I can tell you, they don't wear clothes. They're out there fully naked, acting a debaucherous fool in the city during Gay Pride. Kamala Harris's little shenanigans were staged. Kamala Harris, that can't keep a beat or snap her fingers to a rap song, but will literally sit there and act like she listens to Cardi B. And who was the other dude? Like Kamala Harris, that on some of her pamphlets, it says that she's East Indian. And on some of her pamphlets, it says that she's Black. Kamala Harris is a whole chameleon. She literally just says or does anything to pander to everybody. She has no backbone. The woman is spineless. And she is a literal chameleon. We can't trust her because she's just going to change with her environment. Stick her with the gays, she's pro-gay. Stick her with the Black, she's Black. Stick her with the Indian, she's Indian. She's everybody. She's every woman, but not in a good way. So do I even care what she said? I know whatever Kamala Harris says, it's going to be to pander, because she is like a master panderer. A master panderer with no shame, because she doesn't even try to hide the pandering. She's just pandering here, pandering there. Like, dude, this is the age of the internet. You don't think we can see all your flip-floppiness, Kamala? Flip-flop, flip-flop. You look like a fish out of water with all the flopping and the flipping. I don't even care what she said. I refuse to even read how she plans to combat homelessness for gay youth, because I don't care, because she flip-flops too much. I can't listen to anything she has to say. Oh gosh, but she's back. Murders. Fine. Let's see what Kamala has to say about transgender murders. It's going to be something epically long and annoying. A member of the audience interrupted California Senator Kamala Harris Thursday night and pleaded for assistance in addressing the deaths of more than a dozen. Question. I have a question. At Yvette Carnell's little thing for reparations, did they have a town hall meeting with presidential hopefuls? Oh, no, that didn't happen. Oh, just checking. I just thought I'd check. Because they got together for the gays, but they won't get together for the Blacks. But okay, whatever. Moving on. The audience member shouted questions to Harris as she stood on stage at the town hall in Los Angeles. How do we get those men to stop killing us? How do we get those men to stop killing trans women of color? We are hunted, systematically hunted. How can they do that? The audience member shouted. Well, bitch, we don't even know how to get them to stop killing Black men who don't want to wear a dress, okay? I'm trying to figure out how to just get them to stop killing regular schmegular Black people. Can we start there? Can we bust into this 900-year-old problem, okay, that's been going on in this country during and post-slavery? How is she going to have a question for that? We can't even understand why they can't. Literally, we have Black people still forgiving white people for killing them while they're sitting in their own homes. And you're worried about being hunted? Seriously? They couldn't even get it right for us. Now you want to put on a dress and think they're going to get it right for you? No, that's not how this works. We are hunted? Please. Transgenders aren't hunted. They are not hunted. I know some people who are hunted. They make up the majority of the prison population. They make up the majority of deaths in the Black community. You're talking about a community of people where when our children are below the age of 18, there are more Black men than there are Black women. And by the time our children get into their like around age 25, Black women outnumber Black men because that's how many of them get killed. We start off with more Black men than Black women. We end with more Black women than Black men. That's being hunted. Okay? Those are real statistics. That's what you call a hunt. When the whole sexual demographic of a population changes in a 10-year period with consistency generationally, that's what I call a hunt. I don't call you putting on a dress and getting caught up because of prostitution or deception a hunt. That's not a hunt. But whatever. Kamala said there have to be serious consequences and accountability when it happens, which means there needs to be a safe place for the members of our transgender community to go when they have been exposed to that kind of harm. And we know there's not a safe place. Well, how about this? How about instead of transgender people trying to get into women's shelters, instead of whole men trying to bunk up with women, how about you just create some shelters for their butts? Transgender shelters, where all those confused people can go and be together. That's an idea. Anybody think of that? Keep them out of women's shelters and give them their own transgender shelters. Separate but equal. Separate but equal-ish. Nellie Childs, she has to be referring to gay prostitutes that dress up like women, because those are the ones who are the ones that are getting killed per capita. Harris said, we will end HIV/AIDS within a generation. What the heck? This woman. This one, I told you they're just saying anything. This woman literally said, we will end HIV and AIDS within a generation. She said, California Senator Kamala Harris said that she, as president, would make ending HIV/AIDS within a generation a priority. Let me tell you the craziness of these people. So earlier we had one dude talking about he was going to lift the ban on gay men donating blood if they had had sex in the past year. Now, the reason that we have a ban on gay men donating blood if they have had sex in the past year is because homosexual men have the highest disease rates of anybody on earth. They're literally crawling with disease. And strangely, the Democrats know that they're crawling with disease because Senator Kamala Harris knows that they have the most AIDS, which is why she's talking about ending HIV/AIDS in a generation. But I want to know this. Bitch, how are you going to do something that all the doctors before you haven't been able to do for decades? You know what I'm saying? This is what I mean. Like, they're just saying things. They're just saying anything. Pardon my French, but they are literally just saying anything. I mean, anything. I'm going to cure cancer. Like, anything. Like, what are you saying? Anything. Is she a molecular biologist? Did I miss something? Is she a doctor? Has she been researching this game? Like, what is she talking about? I'm gonna solve, I'm gonna solve world peace. I'm gonna send the first person to Pluto. Like, just Go on out there, Kamala. Just blurt out shit that you can't make good on. Like, what is she saying? She's going to just cure HIV and AIDS in one generation? Because one generation is like a really not a long period. Like, really? First and foremost, you're not even going to be president for an entire generation, like a life, you know? She's saying stuff that exceeds her ability to even be in office. You're only going to be there if you get in 4 to 8 years. What are you talking about? Like, first of all, you're not a doctor. Second of all, you're not even going to be in office for a generation. Just saying stuff. Like, that's what I'm talking about these Democrats. They're just saying crap. This stuff is not even attached to reality. It's just like, what can I say? Let me say that. It's like a 2-year-old telling you a story about a dream that they never really had. Let me just make some stuff up and say that. Wow. I don't even understand. Oh, gosh. Are we not over? Oh, my gosh. Can it end already? Can this end? Warrants to oppose trans prisoner surgery. I talked about this earlier. Elizabeth Warren wants transgender criminals to get the the penis flipping surgery. Okay? If you're a trans person and Elizabeth Warren becomes president, you can go to jail. They'll flip your penis inside out, give you some boobs and drugs. If you're a transgender who wants to be a woman, a man, she will sew up your vagina, give you drugs to make your clit bigger, scrape some skin off your arm, and make you a fake penis. So transgender people, go forth, commit crimes so you can go to jail and get these expensive surgeries to mutilate your body. First she's Pocahontas, now she's Dr. Jekyll. Like, I just don't even know. I mean, I'm just going to skip over her because she's literally stupid. Now, here's the realest thing anybody said. Warren touts the power of the LGBTQ vote. Now, that's real. That's why they're having this town meeting. Elizabeth Warren tackled the difficult question of how Democrats could achieve the passage of Equality Act, which has been passed by the Democratic-led House, but has been stalled in the Republican-controlled Senate. Honestly, y'all, I roll with the Republicans on this. I feel like the Republicans are the only sane people left. I mean, if I have to choose between the racist, weirdo Democrats and the racist, at least sane Republicans, I mean, if I gotta flip with a racist person, at least let them be sane, not a whole weirdo. Oh my gosh. I'm going to be blunt. We've got to have some more Democrats in the Senate. No, we need to really just set the whole Democratic Party on fire. Like, can this end? How are these people surviving? Have we not cut off their air supply yet? Like, how is there still a Democratic Party? Like, what is going on? Black people. I mean, you don't have to become Republican, but can you not vote for any of these people? Can we just let them drown? Please, just don't cast them a net. No life preservers needed. Just let them flail out there in the retarded waters and drown in their own stupidity. Please. Please, please, please. Wow. I need to go past her. Warren puts old-fashioned marriage takes on the rocks. Okay. Old-fashioned marriage, I guess, means where a person with the vagina marries a person with the penis. I suppose that's old-fashioned marriage. It's now old-fashioned to be a man and a woman and get married. I mean, that's where we are. Regular schmegular marriage between two people who can actually reproduce is old-fashioned. Oh my gosh, this country's going to hell in a handbasket. Like on a bullet train, okay? We've hopped on the bullet train to hell. Old-fashioned marriage. Elizabeth Warren has a plan for responding to people who come up to her rallies saying, "My faith teaches me that marriage is between one man and one woman." The question came from an audience member channeling a phrase often invoked by marriage equality opponents, as he put it, describing themselves as old-fashioned. Well, I'm going to assume it's a guy who said that, Warren deadpanned. I'm going to say, then just marry one woman, and I'm cool with that. Then she twisted the knife, if you can find one. So we're shaming people who say marriage is between a man and a woman? Really? Because that's so radical. Like, oh my gosh, you radicals. Marriage between a man and a woman. I mean, what are you thinking? If you can find one, that sounds like a feminist talking point to me. If you can find one, if you can find yourself a woman to marry, then sure, grab one. Let's just insult people who don't want to be weirdos. That's the ticket. Buttigieg, who I cannot take seriously because of his last name, said religion used to discriminate LGBTQ people, and it makes God smaller. Oh my gosh. We really are going to hell on a bullet train. Like, what? It makes God smaller? Can't you have your own God? I mean, can't just worship whatever the hell you want to worship. Like, he's Episcopalian? Oh, that doesn't surprise me. Episcopalians love gay people. There is an Episcopalian pastor in San Francisco named Pastor Trish. They have a whole gay thing, a whole trans thing going on at their church. So, yeah, okay, be Episcopalian. That's fine. He's a whole devil worshiper, so that's fine. The South Bend, Indiana mayor often talks about his personal faith. He is Episcopalian, which means that he has no boundaries. He was asked whether he could point to any teaching in faith that allows restaurant owners to deny service based on so-called religious liberty. Word? Somebody asked that question. They want a chapter and verse for that. Just don't eat there. Why would you want to eat someplace that people don't want you? Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, you guys are going to think I'm crazy. Can we just bring back, like, I just want everybody to be able to be as racist and as hateful as they want. I just want to throw political correctness into the trash. If there is a white-only establishment, I don't even care anymore. I don't care. Just draw all the freaking lines in the sand that you people want, please. Just bring it back. Like, if the alternative is this world, I'll just go back to the old one. We don't have to talk to each other. We don't ever have to speak, okay? I'll stay on my side of the court. You stay on your side of the court. The gays can stay on their side of the court. We can all just be separate. I mean, is this what we're coming to? Like, I don't understand. What is happening? We have politically corrected ourselves into oblivion. We are off the planet with this mess. We are in a new galaxy. I just need everybody to come back down to earth, please. I'm going over Buttigieg. I'm done talking about him. My blood's not welcome in this country. What the hell is he talking about? Oh, he's gay. Oh, that explains it. Oh, that explains why he's Episcopalian. Yeah, Episcopalians, there are a lot of gay Episcopalians. He's a homosexual. All right, his blood's not welcome in this country. No, your blood is not welcome in this country. Gay white men are teeming with disease. Gay black men are teeming with disease. Gay Asian men are teeming with disease. You guys are diseased. I'm not saying this because I'm a bigot. I'm saying it because it's facts. The gay male community has so many diseases. They are the most diseased people. They have average sex partners in the hundreds, into the thousands. These people should not be giving their blood to anybody. We don't want your funky, diseased blood. Why would you want to donate your filthy blood? I'm not even saying that to be mean. I'm saying that because y'all legit have the most diseases out of everybody. Everybody. Your blood is not welcome in this country. We do not want gay male blood. It has hepatitis A, B, C, and HIV. We don't want it. The alphabet committee is not good outside of the body nor in the body. I mean, this isn't even about hating gay people at this point. This is just about you have a disease. The chances of you having multiple diseases are very high. That's why we don't take we don't take gay. We don't take blood from gay men. We don't take blood from gay men who are having sex because your people have diseases. Lots and lots and lots of diseases. Your people are diseased. Your people are the most diseased. And you're diseased because you have sex with everything. Everything. You people are the most promiscuous. You are the most diseased. That is according to the CDC. The CDC said so, not even me. I'm not even trying to be mean. And then he wants to be insulted that his blood is not welcome? Who wants your dirty, tainted blood? Those days are gone. People used to die from getting blood transfusions because of gay men donating blood that had HIV in it. I had an aunt who died because of that. I'm not even making this up, y'all. I had an aunt who died because she got a dirty blood transfusion before they started putting these bans in place. There is a reason for this. Everything is not about not liking gay people. Y'all are nasty. Some stuff is just about that. Like, be cleaner. Stop having so much sex with each other. Like, chill. Lower your disease rates. Then somebody will take your tainted blood. But until then, what? Oh my gosh. He said when he's president, I will direct the FDA to revise the rules based on evidence, based on evidence, based on individual risk factors without regard to prejudice that has driven the current policy. It's not prejudice, it's facts. Y'all are dirty. Like, that is a fact. That's not prejudice. That's called disease statistics. I cannot. That is insane to me. Like, we're just going to pretend like we don't even understand, like, just regular facts? Hope you guys don't get an illness that requires a blood transfusion. If the gays have their way, you'll get their filthy blood. Like, what the heck? What the heck? I don't even understand that. Why? How could you make that about people not liking gay people when you know that gay men are dirty? Like, oh gosh. Okay. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Right. And for 11, they're trying to take the whole alphabet through. What the flip? Oh my goodness. I can't. I can't do it. Let's keep going. He went on a whole rant because he's a gay man. So he's going to feel some kind of way. I'm very mindful of the fact that my experience as a gay man, as a white gay man, There are dimensions to what it's like to be a Black gay woman that I don't understand. But I also think that the diversity within the LGBTQ plus community is part of what we have to offer right now. Y'all have nothing to offer but flipping confusion. Y'all have nothing to offer. Offer what? You guys don't even like each other. What? What do they have to offer? Am I missing something? What are they offering? What are they offering? I mean, he wants to offer us dirty blood, but outside of their dirty blood, what are they offering? Make it all make sense. Like, I don't understand this. But Geig, okay, clearly he's the gay, Avenger. There is no right or wrong way to be gay, queer, or to be trans. I mean, when you're already in the rabbit hole, you're right. I mean, where are you gonna go? Hit all the walls. Just slap the walls left and right. He vows to sign the Equality Act. I mean, is it bad that I don't care what the gay guy has to say? The white gay man? I'm just gonna skip over Buddy Guy. I don't care about him. Nothing that he has to say do I care about. So I'm just gonna skip over everything he said. I hope you guys don't mind. I legit just don't care. I mean, we know his cape is gonna be flapping. He's flying over whole planets for gay people. He's gay. Biden, there are certain things we can't tolerate. I agree with that, but Biden and I might be talking about a different set of things. There's a whole lot of things I don't want to tolerate. Former Vice President Joe Biden, aka Creepy Joe Biden, didn't pull any punches on Thursday when it came to how he'd engage with foreign countries that discriminate against their LGBTQ citizens. So he said the same thing. He wants to curtail foreign aid based on whether or not they're nice to gay people. And yeah. Okay, so Cassandra, she could have gotten dirty blood anywhere. No, because when she got AIDS, it was during the AIDS epidemic, and that was specifically dubbed the gay disease for a reason, because it was most prevalent in the gay community. So is there a 1%, 2% chance it could have came from a straight person? Maybe a straight person that was having sex with a person that was undercover. But considering when she got AIDS, which was when the AIDS epidemic was at its height, the homosexual community are the community that had over 90% of all of the AIDS cases. So it's highly unlikely that she got it from any other community. That is literally why it's people like her is why they stopped allowing these people to donate blood if they were sexually active within the past year. Like, I take this very seriously because, like I said, that law isn't even about not liking gay people. It is because they are diseased, like literally. And I'm not saying that because I disapprove of homosexuality. I'm saying that because they are diseased, literally. They carry the most disease out of everybody by leaps and bounds. So, there's no capes that can be worn for this. Like, if we don't do anything else, we need to protect people who need blood transfusions. There's a lot of innocent people that need blood transfusions, and people who have sexual partners into the hundreds and the thousands with regularity, because that is the commonplace number in their community. The average number of sexual partners for these people is 300. 300 for gay men. Now, mind you, this is not the rule for gay women. This is only a rule for gay men. Gay men specifically have so much sex that it causes their STD rates to be so high that the chance that they will have blood-borne illness is extreme, and they are not allowed to donate blood for that reason. That's like a serious thing. Like, that can cost people their lives. A lot of these diseases don't multiply enough in the blood to show for a year. That's why they can't donate blood. You need to be sure that they haven't caught something from their sexual encounter from a week or a month or 3 or 4 months before. But as far as my aunt is concerned, like I said, considering when she got sick, that was because of what was going on in the gay community. We're from California. That was at the height of the bathhouses, and California was the hotbed for HIV and AIDS. And it was because of the gay community. They had to shut down the bathhouses. They had to revamp the laws for blood transfusions. And it was all because of homosexuals. Like, legitimately, they made up almost all of the AIDS cases. I mean, and that's just facts. That's not even a pick on gay people. It's just, I feel like sometimes we forget the reality of this thing because we have so many drugs that keep them from looking sick or that make them look or that make their blood look undetectable. But that is a dangerous thing, you know, that we're playing with here. So, like, for all of the, like, I have a lot of opinions about homosexuals, but one thing that's a fact is they're nasty and they are diseased. That is a fact, according to the CDC. Not my bigotry, but the CDC. So, I mean, Cassandra, the gay community still has the highest HIV and AIDS rates. Nothing has changed. They still have the highest rates by far. Nothing's changed. They have the highest rates of all diseases. That's not propaganda. That's just facts. When you have excessive sex, the way that goes on in the gay male community, you have a higher risk of getting disease, period. I mean, that just is what it is. So Biden seizes that other person. Biden has a moment of levity when I came out. What? Did he come out? Hold on. Oh, okay. Biden was joking about coming out. He basically supports same-sex marriage. Nothing new to see there. Transgender people should be allowed to serve in the military. Shannon Scott, who was a man, that's a man, served more than 10 years in the US military and said he was forced to choose between serving the country and his true identity as a man who imitates a woman, and basically left the Air Force. I'm going to say the same thing I said earlier. If you cannot have eczema, you cannot be colorblind. I mean, you can't have eczema. I just want to pick on eczema because it's dry skin. You cannot have dry skin and be in the military. Having eczema will exclude you from being in the military. But a whole transgender person, this person that is a man who is taking drugs every single day so that he can stay looking as womanly as possible, who hates his own penis, who likely has had it pushed up inside of his body and inverted, who probably went and got fake breasts, this mentally ill person feels they should be in the military, and Joe Biden is co-signing this? Doesn't mental illness exclude you from being in the military? I mean, are they letting schizophrenics in the military? We're just going to start letting severely mentally ill people into the military? Isn't the military stressful enough? We're going to have whole crazy people? I don't think so. I don't even understand that. Oh, Nelly Child, having flat feet will exclude you from the military. I'm just saying, like, but a whole mentally ill person can get in? I mean, make it all make sense. You can't have itchy skin and get in the military, but you can have a severe mental illness and get in the military. Okay. That makes little to no sense. And then hate crimes. I don't care what Biden had to say. That seems to be the end of it. Let me stop sharing. All I can say is I was so disgusted by the fact that they even had this town hall meeting. Like I said, I ask you, how many candidates showed up for this? Let me see. There were a total of 9 candidates who showed up for the gays. Did 9 candidates show up for the reparations conference that Yvette Carnell put on? She's gay. Her homosexuality had no pull. And this is the mess I'm talking about. I'm upset that they even had this town hall meeting. But the things that they were saying during the town hall meeting, it was just like, what do we live on a cloud in outer space? Like, what are you saying? You have people promising to cure HIV and AIDS. You have people talking about their first day in office, they're going to hire more gay people. I mean, these people were just saying anything. You have people shaming society for not wanting diseased blood. Like, I'm like, what is going on at the town hall meeting? What is going on at the town hall meeting? It's opening up with transgender choruses where men are women and women are men singing the national anthem like it was a whole flippin' joke. The Democratic Party is trash. These people are actual trash. And frankly, we should have nothing to do with them. Like, I can't even, like, with this whole mess. I mean, I'm so mad Mr. shared this with me, you guys. I didn't want to talk about these gay people. I promise you. Like, I don't want to talk about these people. But then Mr. moseyed his little self on home and was like, you'll never guess what happened. Babe, look at this. And the next thing you know, I'm on here live ranting and raving about this town hall meeting that I personally could not watch because watching it made me so irritated. I was so triggered, y'all. I don't ever want to talk about the gays. I really do just want them to go off into a corner and have sex with each other somewhere. Like, just go off and live your life. Just be quiet and go live. But they won't shut up. They just keep rubbing themselves in your face. It's like, go away. You want to be left alone? Hell, I want to leave you alone. We can both get what we want if you stop coming over here. Like, just go somewhere. Go somewhere and smash butts. Like, do it. I don't know. I mean, I'm lost. I mean, they're sitting there talking about what the president's going to do to protect gay people throughout the earth. Throughout the earth. Kamala Harris is guaranteeing that she's going to cure AIDS. I mean, this was a whole flippin' show. I can't. Look, I'm getting out of here. I'm so done. I am like so done right now. I'm done with the whole thing. I really, really am. Honestly, Cassandra, there's nothing more in line with colonialism than homosexuality. Let's be very real, okay? Because a society overrun with gay people is a white thing. That's a Greco-Roman thing. That's not a black thing. There is nothing more colonial minded than being on this homosexual bandwagon. Nothing more colonial minded. This is what their entire society was. That and having sex with children, period. Homosexuality and pedophilia. It's all they care about. That's literally the basis for their society, the inspiration for their art. Really and truly. That's why it's white men who spearhead and are the biggest participators in these shenanigans. They make up most of the homosexual population, and they are the biggest problem. And there you go. Literally, I'm over it. I'm so over this crap. I can't believe this town hall meeting was a real thing. And then they actually aired this on television and want people to watch it. Y'all, this is crazy. I mean, they have no shame. You're just a whole flippin' stupid idiot, and you're going to put that on television? I mean, they're literally quoting Kamala Harris saying she's going to end AIDS in a generation. When this heifer can't even be president for a whole generation? Like, make it all make sense. No doctorate degree and incapable of being president for a generation, but she's vowing to like cure AIDS. I mean, this mess is crazy. This is literally insane. I will talk to you guys later. I'm pretty much done with this. Please, please, please just leave the Democratic Party, people. Leave these people alone. We all know that these people are dumb as hell. If this did not exemplify the stupidity of the Democratic Party, I don't know what could. They're all racist, you guys. All of them are racist. But some are less racist than others. The Democratic Party are not only racist, not only are they pro-Black genocide, but they also are on this gay stuff. Like, it's too many moving parts for me. You have fools talking about they want to make a third gender that is X, male, female, and the letter X. What the hell? X? Okay, I'm going to stop because I will enter into a whole new rant. I can feel it coming. Like, I feel myself entering into a whole new rant. So I'm just going to stop myself because I've maintained a lot of self-control. There's a lot of things I would say in my private life I'm not about to say here on YouTube. But I feel like if I keep talking, you guys are going to meet another level of me. And y'all don't need to meet her. So let me get out of here. Let me get out of here. And and I will talk to you guys later. Oh, Pro Woman, it was on Thursday. It came on this Thursday. So yeah, it was a few days ago. All right, you guys, I will talk to you guys later. And yeah, comment, tell me what you think. Even you, Cassandra, my love, tell me what you think about this. Am I tripping? Can Kamala Harris cure AIDS? Should we take dirty gay blood from gay men? Should we just lift that whole ban and just get HIV, HEP, the rest of it? You know, should we start punishing religious institutions for not marrying gay people? Should we dictate foreign aid based on who's nice to their homosexuals? Like, let me know. Maybe it's me. Maybe I have a problem. Okay. Maybe I'm the last holdout on this thing. All right. And I'm just up here ranting and I'm just a closed-minded bigot. I am a closed-minded bigot. I'm comfortable with this. But maybe I'm the last one left. Maybe we're all so concerned about political correctness and not being thought to be closed-minded and not being progressive that I'm literally the last person on earth. I don't know. I mean, I don't think I'm the last person on earth. I'm just saying, like, sometimes it feels that way. Because this, I don't know how you guys watch television. I would go crazy. Like, some of this mess, if this is what you guys are doing on television, why watch it? Just turn it off. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I'll talk to you guys later.